Good evening, friends. Myself, Dr. Pavan Kulkarni, assistant professor in the Department of Rashastra and Bheshaj Kalpana, DVS Ayurveda Medical College, Bagalkot, in front of you to deal with Paribhasha Prakarana today. So, in the last session, we discussed regarding the Paribhasha Prakarana, the definition of Paribhasha, and partial discussion regarding the Dhanvantari Bhaga, Rudra Bhaga, Pishti, Patana Pishti, Kajali, Rasapanka, etc. So, continuation of that, today I am going to continue the next part of Paribhasha Prakarana. So, in the last session, we studied about the Dhanvantari Bhaga and Rudra Bhaga. I said the 1/11th part of the money should be given to the Vaidya, so as a commission. So, that is known as the Rudra Bhaga, and 1/11th should be given because there are Ekadasha Rudras. So, as a tribute to them, we have to give 1/11th part, and the person or the Vaidya who demands for more commission is known as Vishwasa Ghataka Vaidya. So, to say that, I have completed the partial Paribhasha. Today we'll continue the next session. So, today we'll continue with the Paribhasha Prakarana related to some of the procedures like Shodhana, Marana, Jarana, then Dhriti, Nirmana, etc. So, coming to Shodhana. उद्दिष्टैरौषधैर्सार्धं क्रियते पेषणादिकं मलविच्छित्तये यत्तु शोधनं तदिह उच्यते. The procedures like the galana, then procedures like kshalana, prakshalana, bharjana, this procedure which are applied to remove the blemishes or the toxic effect of the drug is known as shodhana. The mala may be the physical origin or it may be a chemical origin or any sort of the dravyas which contains the blemishes or the doshas. The procedure to make the doshas divide from the make the dravyas divide from the doshas are known as the shodhana. So shodhana can be done by different procedures like nimajjana, etc. is, or example is the vatsanabha. So vatsanabha, it is made into fragments and it is kept into the gomut for 3 days. This procedure is known as nimajjana. Then Swedana in Dola Intra, Mukta Shodhana in Jayanti or Agastya Patra Surasa, and Bharjana. So Hingu Bharjana to remove its Ugragandha is one of the type of the Shodhana. So to sum up all, Shodhana means Tadeva Shodhanam Karmam Dravya Dosha Nivaranam. To make a Dravya free from its blemishes or the toxic effects is known as Shodhana. Then coming to the Bhavana. यच्चूर्णितस्य धात्वादेहि द्रवे संपेक्ष्य शोषणं भावनं तन्मतं विद्ये भावना च निगद्यते. The process in which the herbal drugs or the mineral origin drugs are powdered and it is levigated or triturated by adding the some quantity of the drava dravya is known as bhavana. So yachurnitasya dhatvadehi drave sampesha shoshanam. So until the watery content gets dried off, you should triturate, and that procedure is known as bhavana. So you may ask me, what is the difference between bhavana and mardana? So bhavana is the procedure where you are going to add the dravya to it. Without adding dravya, if you are triturating it, then it becomes mardana. Kajali nirmana also, dhatubhir gandhakadyesha nirdravo mardito rasaha, where he specifically mentions nirdravaha. Without any dravya, you have to triturate it, form it into kajali. But when you are adding any dravya to this kajali, it becomes bhavana. So, what is the duration of bhavana is until all the bhavana dravya gets dried off, until the watery portion gets dried off. And you may ask me, what is the quantity of bhavana dravyas? The quantity of bhavana dravya is that all the powder material should be soaked completely with that drava dravya. So this is the quantity of bhavana dravya. Example, many examples you can get in Hingula Shodhana or Hingu Shodhana. The bhavana of Ardraka Sarasa or Nimbu Sarasa is given. And while preparing Arogya Ardinvati, so Nimba Vruksha Dalam Bovir Marde Dvidinavadihi Tatascha Vatika Karya Rajakola Falokama he says. take the Nimbus Rasa and give Bhavana to the mentioned drugs in Arogya Vardhinavati. So this is the example of Bhavana. Then you have Marana. Marana is the procedure where this metals and minerals are turned into bhasma form. शोधितान् लोहधात्वादीन् विमर्द्य स्वरसादिभिः अग्निसंयोगतो भस्मीकरणं मारणं स्मृतं he says. In Rasaratan Samuchaya he says, शोधितान् लोहधात्वादीन् विमर्द्य स्वरसादिभिः. Again, shodhana of the dhatus should be done by the prescribed procedures, and by the use of Agni, you are doing the bhasmikarana of the particular metals and minerals, which is known as the Marana. So you have heard regarding the Abraka and all. So Abraka, Dhanya Abraka is to be taken, and then again it should be triturated with the Bhavana Dravyas. Chakrikas have to be prepared, and it should be dried in a shade and kept in the Sharava, and Sharava Samputa is made and give the prescribed Putta, either Gaja Putta, Lagu Putta, Gorvara Putta, etc. So in Abraka we are giving the Gaja Putta. So this is what the Marana is. The process of turning the minerals and metals into ashes is known as the Marana. So Bhasmikarana is known as Marana. Next procedure you have is Amritikarana. So what happens is, by repeated giving the Agni and all and doing this procedure, somewhere partial doshas they retain in the bhasmas. To remove that partial doshas and to make this bhasma as good as an amrita, this procedure is adopted. So already you know regarding this Amritikarana. Lohadinam mrutanam vai shishta doshanupattaye, then kriyate yattu samskaram Amritikaranam matam. By giving this shodhana, by giving this marana, some of the doshas or the blemishes are still present in the bhasma. To remove this Vaishishta doshanupate, Shishta doshas, to remove the remnant doshas and to make this bhasma as equal to the your amrita, this procedure is known as Amritikarana. Followed by this Amritikarana, there is a twin terminology known as Lohitikarana. Lohitikarana means imparting color to the bhasma, and that to red color. So what happens by a repeated Agni to this bhasmas, the bhasma it gets diminished color, or it gets faded. To make this bhasma into, can do it by using the Raktavargya Dravyas like Manjishta, Rakta Chandana and all. Or else if you want Shweta Varga or you want Shweta Varna Bhasma, then you can go with the Shuklikarana. So there are many different procedures which do you have in the classics regarding this. And then after the Amritikarana, you have the process of Jarana. Jarana is one of the pharmaceutical procedure. Again, you may hear this Jarana and Murchana. These are twin terms, whereas Jarana is the pharmaceutical procedure and Murchana is therapeutic procedure. So I will be dealing with this in the context proper. So you have this Jarana. Drutagrasa parinamo vedayantradi yogataha Jarana ityuchyate tasya prakara santi kotisha, he says. Drutagrasa parinamaha. The pharmaceutical procedure in which the parada is trained in such a way that it will digest the other dhatus. So it can engulf the other dhatus, which is known as Jarana. So this is a procedure like Abraka Jarana, Hema Jarana, then Gandhaka Jarana. You have many different references regarding Jarana. And he says Veda Yantradi Yogataha, by the use of the Veda Yantras or the Veda Dravyas, and Tasya Prakaraha Santi Kotishaha. There are the several or a number of techniques where Dharana can be done. Then next you have your this Murchana procedure. Murchana already said this is the therapeutic procedure. Tattad vidhi prabhedena rasasya vicharatah vyadhighatakata sa syat murchana budaihi, he says. So making this parada to attain the definite disease curing capacity is known as the Murchana. Vyadhi Ghatakadaya. To make this Parada a definite disease curing is known as the Murchana. Then you have the procedure of Dhriti. Dhriti is the liquefaction. So you have heard regarding this Dhriti. So औषधात्मान योगेन लोहधात्वादिकं तथा संतिष्ठते द्रवाकारः साधृति परिकीर्तितः, he says. So by the use of the Agni, you are converting the dhatus into drava form, which is known as Dhriti. You have heard regarding this Gandhaka Dhriti and Shankadrava, but these are not the example of Dhriti. But this Dhriti, what Acharya have said, it is confined to the Lohavada. So he says, I have seen n number of the Dhritis in the classics, but Vinashambhu Prasadena na siddhanti kalachana, he says. Without the blessings of Lord Shiva, you can't undergo this Dhriti procedure. So don't fall behind this Dhriti procedure, and it requires the perfection and it requires the blessings of Lord to do this Dhriti. And again, while studying the Dhriti, you may get some of the Lakshanas. What are the Dhriti Lakshanas? Nirlepatvam cha dhritvam cha tejastvam laguta tata asamyogashcha sutena panchada Dhriti Lakshanam, he says. So, Nirlepatvam. This Dhriti should not get adhered to the vessel. Dhritatvam, it should be in a liquid form. Dhritatvam cha Tejastvam, it should be shining in nature. Laguta, it should be light in nature. And Asamyogashcha Sutena, this is very important thing. Asamyogashcha Sutena, it should not get mixed up with the Parada. So these are some of the Lakshanas of the Dhriti. So this ends regarding some of the procedures. But we'll study now regarding some of the dravyas like Panchamritika, Panchagavya and all. So coming to the Panchalavana. So when you come across the Jarana Murchana procedure or you come across the samskaras of the Parada, you may get the references of Lavana and all. So there are Panchalavanas. So Saindhavanchata Samudram Vid Savarchalam Tata Romakam Cheti Vijnayam Buddhair Lavana Panchakam. He says there is Saindhava Lavana, Romaka Lavana, Vid Lavana, Savarchal Lavana and the Samudra Lavana. But wherever you get the name as Lavana, Saindhava should be used, he says. Anywhere you get the references of Lavana, means Saindhava should be used. Then again, when you're adding Chullika Lavana or Navasadara to it, then it becomes Shad Lavana. So the utility of this Lavana, it changes accordingly. So Shad Lavana, you have the shloka goes like Lavanani Shadu Chante, Samudram Saindhavam Vidam, Sovarjaram Romakam Cheti, Chullika Lavanam Tata exists. Chullika Lavana is nothing but your Navasadara. And the utility of the Panchalavana or Shad Lavana, it differs. So when you are using this Bhasma, already I have said regarding this Chullika Lavana. Navasadara is used to make some of the Shweta Parpati and all. And Saindhava Lavana you use for the Parata Samskaras. Then you have your Lavanas where you are going to add in the Agnitundi Vati and all. Chitrakari Vati. So these are some of the prime ingredients where you are using these Lavanas. Then you have the Ksharadvaya. Swarjikshara, Yavakshara, Ksharadvayam Udharatam. Swarjikshara and Yavakshara, these are two types of Kshara. Yavakshara prepared from Yava and Swarjikshara is the sodium borate. When you are adding Tankana to Saubhagyena Samayuktam, Ksharatrik Mudharatam. When you are adding Saubhagya to or the Tankana along with Swarjikshara and Yavakshara, then it is termed as the Kshaратрaya. So this is very important, and Kshaратрaya are used in some of the different formulations also. So again, you have Kshara Panchaka. Kshara Panchaka, it is a group of the 5 Ksharya or alkali dravyas. These are known as Palasha Muksharo, Yavakshara Suvartika, Tironaradbhava Ksharam, Samyuktam Kshara Panchaka. So you have various different references where Acharya have mentioned different drugs under the name of Kshara Panchaka. And you have Ksharashtaka, Sudha Palasha Shikari, Chincharka Tilanalajaha, Swarjika Yavashukasha, Ksharashtaka Udharatam. These are some of the 8 dravyas which are termed as Diksharashtaka. Sudha, that is nothing but your the Snuhi, what you call Palasha, Shikhari, Shikhari is Apamarga, Chincha, Arka, Ilanalaja, Swardika, and Yavashukasha. Swardika is sodium borate and Yavakshara. So these are the totally termed as Diksharashtaka. Again, you have Amla Panchaka. So Amla Panchaka is used for the Shodhana and the Marana. So Ardra, this Shodhana of Hingula. So Nimbu Rasamarditam, he says. So Nimbu is again the Amla Vargya Dravyas. The drugs which are sour in taste are just grouped under this Amla Panchaka. Amla Vetasa Jambira, Lunga Naranga Nimbu Kaihi, Phala Panchamlakam Khyatam, Kirtita, Amla Panchikaha. These are the Amla Panchakas where you are going to use for the procedures. What are those? Amla Vetasa, Jambira, then Naranga, Nimbuka, and Lungambo. So these are the some of the drugs which are having sour in taste, and those are used for Shodhana and Marana. Again, you have the concept of Panchamrita. Panchamritam, Davyam Kshiram, Dadigritam, Makshikam Chata Sarkara, Panchamritam, Samakhyatam, Rasakarma Prasadakam. So this is the best example where you are using for various procedures like Rasalingo, Puja and all. So other than that, when you are going for Sattopatana of this Tamra, so Acharya says that give bhavana to Tamra Bhasma with this Panchamrita. So what it contains? Gavyam Kshiram. So it contains cow milk, Dadhi. It contains the curd, Dhritam. It contains the cow ghee and Makshika, Madhu and Sharkara. These are 5 things which are termed as the Panchamrita. Because of the Madhura Rasa, these are termed as Amrita. So they are 5 in universe. So it is Panchamrita. Whenever you go to any temple to worship, they give you the mixture of all this, saying Panchamrita, the same Panchamrita used in Rashastra for Rasa Siddhi. And then you have Panchagavya. Gavyam Kshiram Dadigritam, Gomutram Gomayam Tata, Ekatram Yojitam Tulyam, Panchagavyam Iha Uchate. This Panchagavya is again Gokshira, Godhari, Gogruta, Gomutra, and Gomaya. Gomutra is the cow urine, and Gomaya is the cow dung. So the combination of this is used as Panchagavya, and Panchagavya is considered as Sreshta because to remove the contamination or the blemishes, to remove the evil spirits. So this water is sprayed or it is sprinkled in the Rasashala. So as a disinfectant, what you can say. So this was used for the cleansing property or the cleansing action. Hence, this is termed as Panchagavya. And then you have Dravaka Gana. Guda Gugulu Gunjatha Saradhe Tankananvitaihi Durdrava Akilalohade Dravanaya Ganomitaha. He says. So one more shloka you get regarding this. Gunja Madhu Guda Sarpi Saubhagyam Gugulastata Purvacharyam Kirtitoyam Dhatunam Dravako Ganaha. So as the name itself suggests, Dravaka Ganaha. These are used for the liquefaction of the dhatus. So what are those? Gunja, Abrus precatorius, then Madhu, then Guda, Sarpi, Saubhagya, Tankana, Gugulu. So these are the 6 things which are used for the Dravana of the Dhatus, which are termed as the Dravaka Ganas. When you are subtracting Guda from this Dravaka Gana, then it becomes Mitra Panchaka. So Mitra Panchaka is again Ajyam Gunjata Saubhagyam, Shaudram cha Pura Samnyakam, Etattu Miritam Vidnehi, Mitra Panchaka Muchate. Again the reference from Rasaratan Samuchaya, where he says Ajya, that is Grita, Gunja, then Saubhagya, Saubhagya is Tankana, Shaudra, that is Madhu, and Pura Samnyakam. Pura is the Gugulu, Comifera Mukul. And this totally is known as Mitra Panchaka. And this Mitra Panchaka is used for the Bhasma Pariksha. So Apanarbhavatva, already I have said in my last classes, when you're preparing the Bhasma, this Bhasma should be tricurated with this Mitra Panchaka and it should be applied over the priorly measured silver coin. And this silver coin should be kept in the Musha and Putta should be given. And after that, after self-cooling, you should again weigh this silver coin. And if the weight of the silver coin is increased, so it means that it has formed an alloy with some of the metallic properties from the Bhasma. And if there is no increase in the weight of the silver coin, so it indicates that Bhasma doesn't contain any metallic property. So that Bhasma is best for administration. So this is the importance of the Mitra Panchaka. And again, you have some of the procedures like Dhalana, Avapa, Nirvapa, and Abhisheka. I'll be dealing with those now. So Dhalana. Dhalana is a procedure which is followed for the Shodhana of the Putilohas, Nagavanga Yashoda. So you have seen the procedure like liquefaction of the Vanga and adding it into the Sudhajala or adding it into the Bringaraja Swarasa or Nirgundi Swarasa with Haridra. This is the procedure. What happens is Drate Dravyasya Nikshepo Dravetat Dhalanam Matam. The melting of the Nagavanga Yashoda will be carried out, and through Pithara Yantra, this molten dravyas will be added to a ghata containing this Shodhana dravyas. So this procedure is known as the Dhalana. The reason behind the naming it as Dhalana is nothing but when this molten liquids or the dhatus are added to the liquid media, so it makes a sound like dham. So that is the reason why it is known as dhalana. It makes dha sound, hence it is known as dhalana. And this procedure is followed for the shodhana of the putilokas because those dravyas have less melting point. And when you are adding it to the drava dravya, it will form into a granular mass and the shodhana can be done. So this is what the dhalana is. Then you have your avapa. Avapa is drite dravyantarakshepo lohadi kriyateyaha sa avapa prativapaha tadevachhadanam matam. This procedure you can see during the jaran of Vanga. This is very important. So drite dravyantarakshepo lohadi kriyateyaha. By melting the liquid, you are adding some of the powder drugs over it. This is known as the avapa, prativapa, or achadana. So this procedure is done while doing the Vanga Jarana and Naga Jarana. So you are taking molten Vanga, you are melting it, and then you are adding Apamarga Kshara, you are adding Haridra, you are adding Kincha Kshara to it, and you are mixing it well to make into a Bhasma form. So this is what Achadana or Avapa or Prativapa is. Then next you have the Nirvapa. Nirvapa is the procedure which is widely followed for the Shodhana of the Dravyas in Prashastra. Example is heating metal to the red hot and dipping it into a liquid media. This is known as the Nirvapa. Taptasya apshu nirukshepo Nirvapa snapanam chatat. He says Taptasya apsu vinikchepo. Taptasya is you are heating the metal or the dravya up to red hot and apsu vinikchepo. Apsu is nothing but the water or it into a liquid media. You are dipping it and this is known as Nirvapa, he says. Example, you have the Dhatu Shodhanas. Taile takre gavam mutre harnala pulatje kramanishe chayet saptam drave drave tu saptala swarnadi loha patranam shuddhi resha plus. Example is the Abraka Shodhana. Abraka, you are heating it to red hot and you are dipping it into the Trifada Jala or Godugdha or Gomutra. So this procedure is known as the Nirvapa. So you have understood regarding the difference between Nirvapa, then Avapa and Dhalana. Dhalana is the procedure where, to sum up all, I'll say once again, Dhalana is a procedure where you're going to melt the Poti Lohas, Nagavanga and through Pithara Yantra, you're going to pour it into a ghata containing the Shodhana Dravyas. And this is known as Dhalana. And Avapa, Prativapa or Achadana. These are the synonyms. So in that, this procedure is applied during the Vanga and Nagajarana. So the molten Vanga will be taken and then over it, the powdered dravyas of Apamarga Kshara, Chinchakshara, Lavana or Haridra will be added and it will be triturated or it will be mixed up properly to form into a intermediate Jarita Vanga or Naga. This is known as the Achadana. And next you have Nirvapa. Taptasya apsu vinikshepo nirvapam snapanam chatat. Nirvapa and snapana, these are the synonyms. And then taptasya apsu vinikshepo. Heating the dhatu into red hot and then dipping it into liquid media is known as the nirvapa. Then you have Panchamritika. Ishtika Gairikam Lonam, Bhasma Valmikam Ritika, Rasa Prayoga Kushalaihi, Kirtita Panchamritikaha. So there are 5 mud, different varieties of mud, which are grouped as Panchamritika. And the utility also differs. I'll be telling you. Ishtika Gairikam Lonam, Bhasma Valmikam Ritika. Ishtika is the powder of the brick. Gairika, already you know regarding this Gairika. Lona, that is your Lavana. And Bhasma, so Bhasma from the Chulha, and Valmikam Ritika. Valmikam Ritika, it is the soil from the ant hills. So what is the utility of this Panchamritika is Ishtika Churna can be used or it is utilized in the Parada Samskaras. Gairika itself acts as a medicine. It is best Shamaka and it is hematonic. It increases your HB level. And you can have the reference of folklore use of this Gairika. When a person suffers from herpes zoster or is suffering from Visarpa, a person or a Siddhi or a Siddha Vyakti, he will apply this Gairika on the part where Visarpa has occurred. And in the due course of time, again he will get, the patient will get a sort of relief. This is the use of the Gairika. And also Gairika acts as best binding agent. It is used to seal the kupi and all. Then you have Lavana, already Lavana and Bhasmas. These are used to give the Alpagni for the minerals or for the dravyas which contains the arsenic or the Malla compounds, what you say. Because they are highly inflammable, so low quantity of the heat should be given, and through the use of this Bhasma Yantra or Lavana Yantra, we are giving the heat. Valmika Mritika. Valmika Mritika is the soil from the ant hill, and this is used for the Sandhi Bandhana of the Sharava. So these are some of the utility regarding the Mritikas and all. And then later you have the references of the Shuddhavarta and Bijavarta. So prior to that, you have to study what is Sattva. Then you can study what is Shuddhavarta and Bijavarta. Ksharamla Dravake Yuktam Mhatamakara Koshtake Yastato Nirgata Swaraha Sattvamitya Vidiyate. So Acharya says that extracting the essence from the dhatus is known as the Sattva. So you have heard about Guduchi Sattva and all. Again, we have some of the Sattvas like Abraka Sattva, Tamra Sattva, Bhunaga Sattva, Mayura Picha Sattva, which I'll be explaining. So what is this procedure? The procedure in which the extraction of the extract is taken is known as the Sattva. So how we are going to do? Kshara Amla Dravake Yuktam. By using the Kshara, by using the Amla, and by using some of the Dravyas. You are going to extract the essence of the dhatus, which is known as the sattva. So when you are extracting abraka sattva, you will get aluminum or iron. So this is the sattva of your abraka. When you are extracting the extract from chapala, what you will get is selenium. And when you are extracting sattva from Bhunaga and Mayura Picha, you are getting the extract that is copper. These are some of the extract that is called as sattva. Sattva is nothing but the essence. So now next procedure or the next terminology is Shuddhavarta and Bijavarta. So these are related to the Sattva. That is why first I have told regarding Sattva. Now we will deal regarding this Shuddhavarta. So Shuddhavarta is the procedure or it is the Lakshana which you can see while doing Sattvapatana. Yada Hutasho Deeptarchihi Shuklothana Samanvitaha Shuddhavartastadadnyeyaha Sakalaha Sattva Nirgame, he says. The lakshanas in which when you are doing sattvapatana, you will see the white flame. You can assess the white flame. So that is the time where it is correct time to extract the sattva, the author says. Yada hutasho deeptarchihi shuklothana samanvitaha. When you are taking out the sattva, when you are heating it, you are getting the white fumes. And this is known as Shuddhavartaha Tadadnyaha Sakalaha Sattva Nirgame. This is known as the white heat in chemistry. It is the quantum of the heat where all the dhatus they start liquefying. It is the melting point of almost all the dhatus. Hence, this is known as the Shuddhavarta. So this is what the Shuddhavarta is related to your the Sattvapatana. Next, you have Bijavarta. Bijavarta, Dravya Dravya Nibha Jwala Drishyate Dhamane Yada Dravasyan Mukhataseyam Bijavarta Sauchyate. In Shuddhavarta, we saw that there are white fumes, which indicates that this is the correct skala for extracting the sattva. But now, this is Bijavarta. So based on the dravyas, the color of the jwala will change. The color of the flame will change. And that is known as the Bijavarta. Example is when you are doing the Sattvapatana of Tamra or Swarnamakshika, you will get the bluish green color of the flame. And when you are doing the Tankana Sattvapatana, you will get the yellowish flame. When you are doing the Karpara Sattvapatana, then you are getting the grayish brown color flames. So this is what Bijavarta is. In Shuddhavarta, you will get only white flames. This is known as white heat, where it will liquefy almost all the dhatus. But Bijavarta, the color will be changed based on the dhatus. This is what the Shuddhavarta and Bijavarta is. And there is a different yantra called as Vankanala. It is used for blowing the Agni. So you want more amount of Agni, you will take a pipe and will blow to that Agni. That is known as the Vankanala, where he gives the definition as Karapramanam Yannalam Pittaladi Vinirmitam Vanho Futkara Danaya Vankanala Taduchade, he says. Karapramala Yannalam, the Nala or the instrument which is of Karapramana, which is your the length of your hand, and then Pittaladi Nirmitam. So it is made out of the Pittaladi Dhatus, and the use of it is one ho Futkara Danaya. So to give Agni or to increase the Agni, you are using this, which is known as the Vankanala. And this completes your Paribhasha Prakarana. So already I have said Paribhasha is very important. It is the group of terminologies which has to be studied by the scholar when he want deep knowledge regarding particular subject. When you are learning algebra, you have a plus b the whole square is equal to a square plus 2ab plus b square. Every time the teacher or the mathematician will not tell you the formula directly. He will just give the abbreviations. As you write VIZ is namely ETC. ETC means not end of thinking capacity, it is etc. Same thing, this paribhasha is also terminologies or the glossaries which Rasasadhaka or author uses in his text to have a brief knowledge or a good knowledge regarding Rasashastra. So this is what paribhasha completes. So in the next class, we'll go through the yantra, musha, putta, koshti and all. In the particular class itself, I will be explaining regarding yantra and all. Those are also part of Paribhasha Prakarana, but already I have said I'll be completing some of the topics, the subject proper itself. So these are some of the examples of Paribhasha. In the last two sessions, we have completed almost all the Paribhashas. So thank you, Anand.